All right, hey guys, Jerry from Showtime Audio. So continuing with the Ferrari California T project, wanted to show you. So we're installing a radio, and the main thing is obviously for us is always to not modify the vehicle and make it as plug and play and as bolt in as possible. So I wanted to show you Hondo's amazing handiwork. So that's the radio, and I mean it fits perfect. And then also we made these acrylic inserts so that it fills it in and it looks as if it came that way. But the cool part's in the back. So this is the original bracket. Now we do have to mill the bracket down, and we made these adapters. So these adapters are really cool because they not only do they bolt through the ABS, but to the radio. So here, I'm gonna show you. And these are the factory mounting points. So check this out. Look at that. So it's one giant assembly. The bracket is bolted to the radio with this spacer, and then the bracket is also bolted to the radio. So it's bolted in 4 spots. We have these machined blocks that mount the acrylic. So the nice thing now is all you do, there's these guide pins, and all you do is drop that in like that. I'm just gonna put 2 in. Now it's bolted in as if it came with the vehicle. I mean, it's just amazing. So, and it's secure. We'll have plugs on the back, obviously, so you can unplug it. If they ever have to do any service to the vehicle, they can still get to everything. Check this out. So, look at Hondo's amazing work. We still have to neaten this up, but this is our cable, which will be for our DSP to do all our adjustments. We have a spare cable that we run in case we ever need to add anything. This is the amp bracket, if you could see. I mean, it bolts up to the factory locations. The amp mounts to it, and he even did this window so that you could see the Audison logo in it. It fits in here. I mean, like I told you, it is super tight. You have to fit all this cabling, and the top still has to 100% work. Here's your ground, which is dressed and bolted. Again, not making any holes. All our connections are heat shrunk and dressed so that it's, again, it looks as factory as humanly possible. All right, so check this out. So this is our power management. One is gonna be our monoblock and one is our 12 channel. So all the wires are dressed, and if you can see them, they follow factory cross members and harnesses, and then they're heat shrinked so that they're color coded, and then they're mounted on this piece. There's another cover that goes over this, so you won't even see them. So when you pop the hood, the car will look 100% stock. But if you ever need to service it, you can still go in there, trip the breakers if the car has to go in for service or anything like that. So this is all the speakers plus the sub that's going into this vehicle. We're running all focals for the speakers and a Hertz for the 10-inch subwoofer. So we designed and laser cut all these adapters for the tweeters themselves, the middlers in the dash, the mid-range for the rear, and these are the mid-bases in the door. So this is a 2-layer adapter, because if you've seen our previous video on the California T, this layer is what actually seals against the cavity, and this is what mounts it. So if you just put tape around the outside, you only have this really thin layer where it's gonna seal the cavity. So in order to ensure that we don't have that, we build this 2-stage adapter to make sure it seals. It'll make more sense in the car. And we now have plugs for everything. So we have plugs for the mid-bass, plugs for all the mid-range, middlers, and tweeters. So this is 12 speakers as well as the sub, so 13 channels. So we're gonna have 13 channels of amplification. We have an Audison AF12, which is gonna handle all the speakers themselves, and an AF1D, which is gonna handle the sub. So this system is gonna be unreal. I mean, in this car, it's gonna be phenomenal because we're active for every single speaker in the vehicle. I had to fix the screw holes because it was bugging the hell out of me that they weren't straight. My OCD wouldn't let me leave it alone. So I had to, when I designed it on the program, I had to flip it. So now all these are lined up exactly the way the factory is. So when it bolts in, nobody will ever see it, but I know it's right, all right? Same thing, tweeters just snap in, so they're pressure fit into this assembly, this mount, which took a lot. You would think that that's not, but just to show you, just a couple of tries. And again, not because it was necessary, but because I'm particular about it being perfect. So I just can't leave it alone, and I had to fix it. So I finally got it dialed in after a bunch of tries, right? And then we also have the same thing, the two-stage adapter like we talk about, where it's mounted, it's gonna plug in. So this vehicle will literally be completely plug and play, my favorite word, right? So we're about to drop in all the speakers, amplifiers are already in there, sub is in there. The sub fits into this cubby hole. We'll show that a little bit later. There's a dent in the floor. There's like a raise in the floor that the box is built. Actually, here you go. So this is the template for the enclosure. So there's a raised portion in the floor. So we put in a recess so that it'll slide in and fit in there perfectly as if it came. Again, we'll have our PowerWorks connector. The top still goes up and down because that's really big on this car. You don't have a ton of trunk space. And if there's an inner cover, if that thing doesn't lock, the top will not function. I mean, literally if you inhibit that top from coming down at all, the top will not work. Don't ask us how we know. And then, but this makes sure that you don't have that issue. We get asked all the time, do we sell any of this? Yes, absolutely. And mainly, do we sell it to ship? We get literally calls and messages, texts from all over the world, actually. It's the coolest thing ever. I mean, to think that we get somebody from another part of the world that would call us or message us and say, hey, nobody makes that. Would you mind making a set and shipping it out to me? Which we've done. We've shipped literally all over the world. If you're interested, or if you want the adapters, plugs, an entire kit. I mean, literally, we built entire systems. We just did a Ford Lightning that we shipped out to a client in Alabama who installed it himself. Obviously, after we built everything, we built all the adapters, all the harnesses, sent them videos and everything, and basically it was plug and play, right? Still involved because you still have to disassemble and reassemble, but it's totally doable. The Focal K2s are in here, and just wanted to show you. So this is our bracket, which mounts to the original bolts. This is our plug, which is heat shrink. That's that custom made one, which we plug in and heat shrink. And then this is the foam seal to ensure that the speaker is sealed to the door panel once we pop the actual panel back on, and ensures that all that energy, all that music, all that sound comes into the car and doesn't bounce around in the door, cause cancellations, vibrations, the panel to vibrate or resonate. That's what this foam gasket is doing. It is focusing all the energy into the vehicle and making sure that we get the most out of it. So again, something very, very simple, but this ensures that we're getting the most bang for our buck, right? Like we're trying to get every dime that we paid for out of the speaker by doing the proper installation, giving the speaker the best possible environment and the best possible chance to do its job, to do what it was made to do. It doesn't help you to spend a ton of money on equipment and then use bad adapters, bad connections, no coupling, all that stuff. All those little things take away from the performance, right? And at a certain point, it's like, well, at that point, you're better off having paid for less equipment and done a better install. You'd get more performance than better equipment with a lesser install. I don't know if that makes any sense, but just trying to explain it.
Perfect. Visit our website at showtimeaudiochicago.com.